HiwayCAD Glass Ceramic Oven Model.
In North America, the electric ovens are width 760 millimeters, height 910 millimeters, depth 635 millimeters, and legs 100 millimeters. This HiwayCAD oven model assumes these standard dimensions as default. The oven wall thickness is calculated at 30 millimeters. Since this model is programmed, not drawn, the most crucial factor is a perfect fit. Any deviation will result in, if it's too short, gaps will be easily detected by human eye. If it's too long, elements overlap will cause twinkling during rotation or pan. The biggest challenge lies in the oven door hinge placement, which requires considering many factors, such as the door's opening and closing action. 1. The hinge position cannot be offset. 2. It cannot interfere with the extension and retraction of the drawer below. Therefore, before real combat on the programming battlefield, we must first establish plan theoretically. This means creating construction drawings, depicting the three-dimensional geometric positions and dimensions of each element, annotating their calculation formulas, and outlining the manufacturing sequence. 1. Build the main frame first. 2. Build the drawers next. 3. The oven door should be built last. 4. The control panel is an independent submodule and can be excluded from the priority sequence. Please note, because the length, width, and height of the electric oven are variable, all data must be formulas, not hard numbers. With construction drawings, programming becomes much more efficient. It can be done in one go. However, for safety, each element should initially have 10% transparency. This allows for clearer control of the overall design. The oven tray has simulated circular and glass reflections. This part of the code must be handled by artificial intelligence. It should never be figured out manually, because its cost is not worthwhile. Drawers can simulate pulling and pushing in. The oven door can be opened and closed independently. The entire stovetop should be black with a stainless steel surface. However, considering the lack of visual depth and definition in monochrome when editing web page displays, it is currently shown in color. Once integrated into the cabinet system, the true color will be used. The stovetop surface is covered with a full-size transparent flat glass panel with 4 circles of varying sizes drawn on it to represent the burners. Since this model is a standard size, it generally doesn't require modification. However, considering potential needs for teaching, research, and demonstrations, the width, height, and depth are designed to be variable. However, in practice, since the stovetop is integrated into the cabinet system, it is bound to the standard height and depth of the countertop and should not change. The only variable is likely the width. However, excessive size changes would cause a series of problems, so this application limits the variation to a maximum of 20%. In other words, minimum size 608, maximum size 912. 1. If you change the width from the standard 760 to 1, and then press enter, or click any point outside the number edit box, the system will automatically display the minimum value 608. 2. Similarly, if you change the width to 1000, the system will automatically display the maximum value 912. Scaling and panning the scene should not affect the dynamic simulation.